Hi everyone, it's Lisa. I'm crafting from my home, but this is part of the Paris-Bourbon County Library and all the video selections that we have right now. So take a look. There are plenty to choose from for small children, teens, adults, crafters, painters. There's a lot to look at. So this is just one of the series of videos that I do. Again, today I'm here from my home and we're going to be making decoupaged heart boxes. It's time to start thinking about the Valentine season that's coming up. I love it. I love the color of it, I think, more than anything. But I do love it. So I'm going to give you first a list, of supplies that you're going to need, essentials, and then start digging for all the non-essentials, the embellishments, the decorations, and so forth. And we'll see if we can't get these very much decorated. So let's look at the essentials. The first thing you're going to need is one of these paper mache boxes. They are in your kit. There is a kit for this. Remember, it's first come, first serve. You're going to need one of the decoupage boxes, or excuse me, the paper mache boxes. The next thing you're going to need is some type of paper or fabric that you can decoupage on there. I chose for one that I'm going to show you here in a few moments. I chose this pink with the flowers on it. I thought that was very festive for Valentine's Day. And so I chose it for one of the projects. You'll notice on this one, I chose newsprint or book pages. So it's a great way of upcycling with book pages as well. You will need a pair of scissors probably. You will need Mod Podge. I have the gloss, which means it's going to give it a shiny finish. There is a matte finish for this as well. I'm going to need a brush for my Mod Podge. And essentially that's it. That's all you really need in order to make the box. But let's look at some other things that you might try doing. You may try using stickers. There's a lot of stickers here, and those would be great embellishments for the top. You'll notice on this one I've already put some fiber fill in there, and then just tucked a little piece of fabric in the top to give it a little cushion and to add just a little bit more to it. You could use an ink pad and a stamp and stamp the top of these. So that could be an additional thing that you would need. You might want ribbon. You might want twine. And you'll notice on this one I've even used buttons as the embellishment for the top. So the first thing I want to do is move everything to the side, and we're going to get started on finishing our decoupaged heart. That way I can move on to finishing decorating the other two that I've already pre-made. So all I'm essentially going to do, as you will see from this, is I'm taking strips of paper. They do not have to be cut. As a matter of fact, it's preferable that they're not. Let me get the white end of that off. And you are going to be using your Mod Podge or a glue mixture. I prefer Mod Podge only because it dries very, very quickly. I'm going to put that out of my lid. I'm coming to the very end of my Mod Podge here, so I'm feeling pretty good about just putting it in the lid here. I will probably end up throwing this away. I've got my brush. You'll see I've already done the bottom of it. It's already dried. It's already got a gloss on it. I'm going to apply the Mod Podge to the surface. And your strip of paper. another coat right on top of it. Now I'll show you how to deal with the end here in just a minute. I am going to try to seal that down some. Remember, Mod Podge and Decoupage, excuse me, Decoupage, not Mod Podge, are about layering. On my corner, I'm simply going to move that to the side. I'll deal with that corner in just a little bit. You'll notice on that side I've already got that kind of Mod Podged down. Feel free to use your fingers to help you mold it. If you do not Mod Podge entirely on the underneath, it will start bubbling up, so make sure you've got a good coat underneath as well as on top. Over the next couple of weeks, I would like to show you several crafts that I have done myself. I will not necessarily demonstrate how to make them, but I will give you some hints on how to make them, and that way you can make them from home. Notice I'm trimming up the extra on the back side, giving it a little bit of Mod Podge, and I'm pushing it down. I wish I'd done more of this one so that you didn't have to watch me do it. So I may do just part of it. I definitely want just the top because I have an embellishment on the top for sure that I want to show you. So if you'll bear with me while I get that one little section there. Then I will move on. I really need something a little bit wider. Let's use this. Here. There's a little piece that is not getting covered. There we go. It was an easy fix. Now we know I still have the sides of this to do. But right now I'm just going to tack this down and move on to some of the other ones that I have done. Okay, so essentially, use my fingers here. This is almost done. I still have to do my sides. And I still have a little section right here that I can finish up, but I'm not going to do that right now. I want it to start drying because I have an embellishment to put in the center of this one. So I'm going to set that over to the side. You can actually see it starting to dry already. Mod Podge dries very quickly. Now I'm going to save my strips because I do want to finish this. I just don't want you to have to sit and watch me finish it. Okay, so let's look at some of the other ones. By the way, here is the bottom part of the one that we just did. Okay, so let's look at the first one that I did. I did this one, as I said, with wrapping paper. And I completely Mod Podged the outside of this. And I completely Mod Podged the top part as well. But it seemed a little bare. So I'm going to take out my fiber fill and my fabric and let's embellish it just a little bit. Let's make it just a little bit more. I'm going to use my glue gun. And with a dot of glue here, I wish I had a toothpick with me to hold this. We're going to get the ribbon started. And then right in the, so I'll make sure that's straight, right in the heart center, just a little bit of glue. I'm going to bring it around and press it right down in the center there. And there's the side of it. I'm going to bring it down to the bottom. And another little dollop of glue, or a little make sure you're lined up there. And we now have a little bit of a decorative part here. Now I would like to do the same thing on the lid. I'm going to start at the top with the glue on this one. Might be a little easier. I'm also going to put a little bit of glue as we go along. I'm hoping I have enough ribbon. I didn't quite measure, but we can make it work. I believe we're going to work out fine. Perfect. I mean, obviously these can be used to put gifts in, but these are just cute, sitting out on your surface somewhere. And there we finished out the edge of that one. So just to finish it up, what I did, I took just a small handful of fiber fill and I kind of manipulated it in there. Fiber fill helps to fill stuffed animals, pillows, etc. And I took just a rectangle of fabric. There's probably too much fabric here, but I wanted to make sure I could kind of tuck it down and get that heart shape. I had it in there pretty good before I started videotaping, and then I took it out, of course, and so it may look a little bit messier. You do not have to glue this down in there. This would be for presentation purposes only, so there we go. That's pretty good. And then you can put your jewelry in there. And you've got your lid that fits perfectly on the top. Now, could you add to the top? Certainly you could add to the top anything that you'd like. I've got some beautiful stickers here. I've even got the felt hearts. Let's see what a pink one would look like. Sometimes, you know, more is better. Or less is better, excuse me. So you could think about something like that. We also have the foam letters and hearts. So you could use those. And then I found these the other day, which are beautiful. And I may end up actually using one of those in just a few moments when we finish up our other one. Okay, so there's our first one. And the second one, you do not have to decoupage your box. You can paint it. And I found that painting them was very, very easy. I did not have a true pink, so I took what was remaining of a very old bottle of brick red and white paint. I mixed those together, came up with this really nice pink color. So I think what we're going to do for it, let's see, let's try this Grow Green ribbon. Let's try that one. The other one is still drying, folks. It should be dry enough here for me to complete it in a few moments. This one I'm gluing just every so often. I love this Rick Rack. I think I said Grow Green, but this is Rick Rack. It's large, so I'm putting it at the bottom rather than closer to the middle or the top because I don't want it to interfere with the lid going on it. I'm going to trim off my extra. And there we go. I think we'll leave the lid as is. We do need to decorate the top. I have thought about buttons. Great little addition to the top. I also have, as I said, these new stickers, and I would love to get one of them on there. These were $1. I think because of the scalloped edge and the scallop of the Rick Rack, I should use one or the other. Let's try this one. It has a 3D effect on it, if you can see. Now, I really don't want this to come off, so I'm going to put just a little bit of hot glue on it. It has the stickiness of the sticker. Cute, very cute. Love this one too. Let's finish off the inside of it. You could use any fabric that you wanted to. You could even use burlap. I just happen to have this when I was making masks. I'm going to tuck that down in. And there we go. And now let's work on our very last one. If you'll recall, this is dry. If you'll recall, I finished just the inside of it so I could show you how to embellish it, or how I think it would look good embellished. So the bottom is already dry. I'm going to go ahead and place the lid on. Although we know it is not finished, I'm going to finish that after we complete our little session. I think it's simple as it is. I like that part. But what I would like to do is add one of these embossed metal hearts that I have. I've used these for other projects as well. And they're puffy, so you can fill them. And I think the one that I like most is probably this one right here. So again, a little bit of glue. We're not going to use a lot. And we're going to find our center. And remember, it has an adhesive back, so it is going to stick. And there we go. I think that's all that needs. I think the print work kind of speaks for itself there. Let's go ahead and look at the three. Oh, I've got to finish on my inside, even though we know this is not completely done. Now on the inside of this one, I may want to use something that's not so bright, or again, it might be a really good contrast to the black and white of the print. And even our sticker is very much a neutral. I think that was the easiest way to do that. There you go. There is our heart in the center. There's our top. There's our second one that we made. And there's the third one that we made. I think those turned out very cute. You can use them, they're purposeful, but if not, then these will just be great decorations sitting on your mantle, wherever you choose to have them. I hope you've enjoyed this craft. Again, there is a kit. Now your kit will contain one of the heart boxes and just a few stickers and so forth to get you started. But use those books that you have at home that you're not using, or that you've used on other projects and you still have pages left. Think about stickers and so forth. Also think about getting the kids helping you to paint these. That would be a really good idea. I hope you've enjoyed this craft, and keep crafting.